Yeah, hi. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late out of date Smackdown review. So Smackdown is, well, WWE in general are on a UK tour. I have no problem being on a UK tour. It just means that it's a good thing that I can watch the show early and get it over with. Just whatever. But regardless, the problem with WWE is they're gonna basically not really put much effort. I would say they didn't put much effort tonight. It's just I think that when they're gonna have certain people on the show, they're not gonna try as much as they need to because they're gonna have the crowd and rely on the crowd noise and whatever. And a lot of people, and let me just talk about this. For people saying that this show was good, you are completely blinded by because of fans' reaction. Just because the fans are acting like basically this is what the fans are acting like. It's kind of like acting you're homeless and you haven't ate for days, but you finally got a meal, and then you act like it's the best meal in the world. That's basically that mentality, right? That's what the fans are acting. Oh, but apparently people like to say the freaking European fans like, oh, they always act crazy and whatever the fuck. First of all, y'all just sipping for these European fans, okay? Acting like the European fans are the best and whatever. And the U.S. people, they suck. It's always again, hatred towards the Americans and whatever. But again, watch when you guys get tired of if let's say if WWE was literally internationally and it was able to go to certain countries literally once a month or whatever, people would get tired of it anyways. I mean, they're not getting tired of it now because again, WWE's finally giving them the opportunity to have a Raw and a SmackDown. That's an option now than ever before because of the whole use of streaming sites now and also basically just the market for it. So for people saying that the UK crowd or the European crowd in general, they're gonna like the show better. They're gonna add so much life to the show. You may say oh, maybe we are spoiled. We were given all this time to have the show basically every time in the U.S. But at the end of the day, let's be honest with ourselves. Maybe we actually have a brain. If we really didn't if we really what I'm trying to say is again, the shows are not good for a reason. That's why we don't react to it. Okay, and it's not the crowd's fault if they bought a ticket and they don't cheer or have the most. Again, because let's be honest here, because we have the show, we do have the shows all this time, and there's a reason why we act in certain ways. Why when certain things doesn't get a freaking reaction because it sucks. And it's also kind of stupid that these fucking Smarky fans gonna cheer for stupid shit. Because let's be honest here, I'm gonna be honest with yourselves. These European fans are just smarks, okay? These are weird wrestling fans, okay? They don't know anything about wrestling. They're retarded, okay? They are. And the only reason why they were reacting, they're fucking reacting to fucking Axiom, for God's sake. Act like he's some freaking big star. Give me a freaking break, They're cheering for everything. That's literally just the mentality of, it's the homeless, hunger mentality. You've been hungry for days, but you act like it's the best thing you eat, when you get something that's not really that good. They're freaking reacting to everything on this show as it was good. Listen, it's not the fans being freaking unappreciative. That's just stupid. Saying, oh, the fans in the U.S. are not appreciative. They're a bad crowd. The UK puts a crowd to shame. I know I keep saying UK because they're in Barcelona, but I'm just using an example. For God's sakes, you have to understand this. When the show sucks, it's gonna be hard to enjoy something and react when no one fucking cares about certain things. You guys are just having the hunger act mentality, where you're hungry all this time and you finally eat something for how many days and you're gonna fucking think it's good no matter what. It's kind of like how drinking water after a long workout and you're gonna think the water is freaking great. That's just how it is. Okay. When you haven't had something for a certain time or so long, and you finally get it, it's the instant gratification. You're gonna think it's fucking great. It's not. So I hate to have to act like a psychologist here. But regardless, so yeah, the show. I mean, sure, cool for the crowd enjoying the show, but it didn't mean the show was good. But if anything, the crowd, they're justified for booing certain things of the show. Like, for example, they booed that Roman Reigns was not on the show. They booed that John Cena was not on the fucking show. I mean, there's already expected that John Cena was not going to be on the show. But then you have a show where, Roman Reigns, he's gonna be here next week. And then the fans boo for that, and then you have Paul Heyman basically insulting, saying, "Oh, you guys could just, not like Mussolini and Italy. You guys should just have a ticket to go." Like, motherfuckers, you guys are going to Barcelona for the first time, or just these European tour. You're doing this European tour for the first time, and not having a certain star on the show, and you're making the fans want to spend more money just to see a person that's not on the show to see another show. When literally, your goal should be is giving your entire goal. Like, I thought, again, this is the problem with WWE. Like, this is the problem. It's this whole mentality that they think they can get a good reaction, and they're just using people with this. Whenever they talk about the largest gate and blah blah blah, it's like they're insulting their fans, and they can get away with that, unfortunately, because the fans are not really that smart. But it's like you're insulting your fans when they're spending hard-earned money and they want to see a certain wrestler, and you don't give it to them because you're too lazy or have no fucking ideas. And that's like crapping on your fans right there. So, I don't know. Regardless, I have no problem with this UK type of show. I'm happy that they're doing, honestly, not UK. I keep saying UK because it's like how it feels like. Whatever, these European shows. It just gets it over with because, again, I don't care much wrestling anymore, honestly. I hate wrestling nowadays, or I just kind of have other things to worry about in life than just fucking wrestling, and I hate modern wrestling. But it's just the truth. Like, you have for people that are gonna crap on the U.S. fans for not really, cheering as much as these fans, like, that's just, again, it's gonna be logical, but, it's just dumb, Like, try having a show in your country for how many years, not really doing something good, and you're craving for something, they're just doing, long, dragged out, pointless shows where we're on a cruise ship mode. And then, oh wow, you get it, now this country gets it, they get the little chance. Again, this is a chance after all, right? And I agree, they should definitely get some, they should get a Roman Reigns. They should get, all these, because again, they barely get something special, right? But they didn't. But they're still gonna, react to it, as the show, because get it, it's the first time the WWE's in Barcelona, and, whatever. I don't know, that's the only draw of this show, basically. The show, first time in Barcelona, and that's their excuse to basically throw it out a show that's not really intriguing. Let's be honest. The show was not that good for people are saying. Just because, again, the crowd does not make a show. Let's be honest. The crowd would cheer for stupid shit. You have smarks that would cheer for stupid wrestlers. Okay? That doesn't mean they're fucking great. Because again, smarks cheer for martial arts for a reason, because they like to cheer for garbage wrestlers, and they wonder why certain wrestlers can't draw a fucking dime. Unfortunately, we saw a big example on this show, and it was Axiom, because Getty's the hometown hero, and yet he had a 50-50 match with a guy who's the world champion on one of your shows? What the fuck are we doing? I don't know. Well, that's my little mini rant on the European show, whatever, and also the whole idea of fans, cheering and basically insulting the fans, like U.S. fans. We're gonna get into it, but we're also gonna go in depth about the Gunther stuff and also Roman Reigns. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about the show there. So yeah. The show started with LA Night. So again, the show started early. I saw the back end of the show. I saw like an hour and 10 minutes of the show. I was not home originally when the show was happening, and then when I got home, and I did put on the show. Obviously a different vibe because it's PLE like they're international, blah blah blah. The fans are freaking acting like this is the greatest thing, the sliced bread. Um, which again, just because they didn't get a show, so that's why they're gonna react to it. Anyways, the show started with LA Knight. We celebrate being US champion. I may be US champion, but LA Knight is worldwide, yeah. And it's like, I'm happy to be a champion, and everybody's gonna say LA Knight, yeah. And then we get Jimmy Uso interrupting. He says, yo, this Jim, man, I want a US dollar shot, man. Congrats, man. Like, whatever. And then the bloodline interrupts. Solo says, if anyone getting a dollar shot tonight, it should be Jacob Fatu. So basically, you see Solo, he's taking a back end now for Jacob Fatu. He's like transitioning to now being the side act in a weird sense. And it kind of reminds you of what they did with, like, was it Dean Ambrose with Roman Reigns? Like, remember when Dean Ambrose was supposedly, like, the leader of the Shield? And then they basically switch it to Roman Reigns? Like, it's like that scenario if you really think about it. Yeah, which is okay. The Bloodline, they attack LA Knight and Jimmy, but then Braun Strowman makes a save, and Nick Aldis comes out and does the typical, we're gonna do this match right now as a 6-man tag. And it's like, ugh. I hate these typical fucking garbage scenes. Like, oh, this match is gonna happen next. Like, can you at least build it up? But like, it's like, great. Oh, we're getting a match that we really don't really care for. And like, everybody wants a title match. Like, they kept hyping a title match with this shit, and yet they're not doing a US title match. So they basically cock tease the fucking fans of Europe. Yeah, how about that? Whatever. First match, LA Knight, Braun Strowman, and Big Jim, whatever, Jimmy Uso defeated Jacob Fatu, whatever, it's just a bloodline, okay, involving Jacob Fatu, Tamatunga, and Solo Sikoa. After the match, Braun Strowman got attacked by Jacob Fatu, pushed him to a barricade, and yeah. And they're gonna run it back next week, and whatever, okay. Because guys, it's gonna be very big and meaty. It's gonna be meaty like a bowl of Bologna or whatever the hell the big freaking meat that they have in Italy. Big meaty man. I don't fucking know. And we see a Jade Cargill interview. Jade Cargill says she finds it funny that Naomi played the victim against her, knowing that everything she did is out of envy. Jade says she knew that it was Naomi from the beginning after getting hit and seeing Naomi run away. We then see Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez interrupt and demand an apology for everyone thinking it's them. Jade says she's not going to give an apology. Said challenge her to a match next week. I mean, can you really blame? And by logic, can you really blame Liv Morgan for like being angry, right? But then Jade Cargill becomes egotistical and it's like, oh, I had screwed this, have a match instead. It's like, you're the babyface, and then you're gonna get, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Regardless, like, I understand. I don't know. I don't care. Second match, we had Ric Flair with a sex change defeats B-Fab in a longer match that needed to be. Like, who the hell did not see Ric Flair winning? I did not see this live, but I saw like a clip. And it's like, I'm like, why? Why did this happen? So Ric Flair did Stephanie McMahon's move where she does, she get it? It's the head banging, ass showing move. But it's like, who the fuck wants to see Charlotte's ass? No one wants to see a manly looking person's ass, first of all. And there's not even like an ass available, even though not that I even care for it. But it's like, really? Why? Like, there's a reason why people hate Charlotte, for fuck's sakes, huh? And yet she's taking a move. Oh, but she did it one time. Oh yeah, one time. Whoopie fucking do. I don't care. Yeah, it's not your move anymore. Even if it was your past, I don't fucking care. And guess what? You look like a man. You're what you are, man. Like, who the fuck? Certainly Shrine is not invited to the Big Black Couch, that's for sure. And that was like an insult to my intelligence, seeing that. A tranny freaking doing that ass move. That's like, no. Like, that's. No. Get out. Then Tiffany Stratton attacks her, and then they had a little brawl, and then they get separated. We then see McIntyre. McIntyre highlights how he's been screwed over the past year, and he says everything seemed to bad has happened to him. Jamie Priest was there to reap the benefits. And he says he will now he will put Damien Priest down so for good, and they can no longer take anything from him. So a lot of people don't like that this idea of McIntyre versus Priest happening at WrestleMania. I don't mind it, nor do I really care for it, but in the end of the day, you can't really hurt, like, people that want story, you cannot deny that this match doesn't have a story. It's not the worst decision that WWE to do, honestly. Because, like, what is McIntyre gonna do, and what is Damien Priest gonna do anyways? You know, like, who else are they gonna face? Obviously, the main problem I think people are complaining about is that, again, WWE seemingly was building to Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They were at least building up to that feud, and they just seemingly dropped it for no reason. But at least there's a story with this, because technically they've been feuding for what? Like, since we're technically feuding. Or had a story with each other, and since like last year, again, Priest catching at WrestleMania, and their match at Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank, all this type of shit. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. And again, recently the Rumble and Chamber, it's kind of was like, you want to talk about long-term booking? I mean, is it really long-term booking? Not necessarily, but hey, at least there's a story there that they can backtrack to. So it's not the end of the world for them to do, in all honesty. We then see another brawl with Tiffany and Charlotte. Like, they go back to the revolve. Like, Miz TV was about to have his segment or whatever. It was Miz TV. Get your popcorns and a soda and a wine glass, ladies and gentlemen. It's Miz TV. Get excited for it, guys. And Tiffany does like a freaking senton from the top of the Timetron or whatever. It's not even like big. It's not even a big Timetron, you know? It's like literally barely like... It's not like how usually, like, it's not like Jeff Hardy high spontaneity to Orton from the Raw Titantron, you know what I mean? It's like, again, it's like, sure, it's above level, but it's like the size where they're jumping off the ladder. I mean, sure, you know, it's still a risk for her to do because she's a woman and she could get hurt. And she had, you know, it's the typical, everybody falls down, but it's whatever. I mean, it was fine. I'm not going to complain. Like, but it's just like, for people acting like that's like a holy shit moment, it's fucking dumb. You know what I mean? It's not like it's fucking Jeff Hardy jumping from the Titantron to freaking Randy Orton type of deal. You know what I mean, folks? Cody Rhodes comes out, he makes his entrance, and he basically just beats up Miz TV, so basically like false advertising Miz TV, not that I really give a fuck, not that anybody would care that this was happening. He just attacks Cody, like, the Miz, give him a crossroads, and he says, I'm not here to talk to Miz, I'm not here to talk to him, I'm here to only talk to John Cena, and he's not there. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, you know Cena's not there, why even do it? I mean, whatever. It just also kind of makes you think, if Cody Rhodes really cares so much about this whole John Cena thing, why the fuck isn't he searching for John Cena at the movies, at his movie, you know, productions, or The Rock even? Won't that make some sense and bring some realism? You know what I mean? A vignette is shown and people think it's Rey Fenix. There's rumors now that Rey Fenix is coming to WWE after being released from AEW. I don't care, but good for him. I guess they can always have, like, you know, Penta and him joining together, which that would be something, I guess, for them to do. Damien Priest and beat Nakamura because backstage he saw Nakamura and Priest interact and nobody really cared. It led to a stupid match, and right after that, well, it was a pre-match promo that no one cares, and then eventually Damien Priest won the match by disqualification. Nakamura didn't really react much, and then we kept seeing McIntyre beat up Priest and does his Claymore. There. It's whatever. Nothing much was offered or proceeded. Chelsea agrees with her faction, and she says that the Green administration has now commenced now her team is called after her last name is the Green administration, which, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. Okay. Then we see Randy Orton. I don't know, I lost track of how many matches this was. Randy Orton defeats Carmelo Hayes. He offers a handshake for some reason, but then attacks Carmelo Hayes. And then Kevin Owens makes a save. And they get a little brawl, and then, yeah. And then Kevin's running away. Why wasn't this the main event, at least? Or why, like, this should have been, like, a shorter match. I hate that, you know, again, Randy Orton coming back, and he's a legend, and he's like, again, this is my problem. Like, how is it that it's believable for a guy like Carmelo Hayes to be able to have, like, you know, a competitive match with Randy Orton? Like, Randy Orton should, like, beat this guy like this, you know what I mean? He should be, like, you know, like a snap of a finger. I just hate this modern wrestling style, you know what I mean? And, like, why I say this should have been the main event, because at least, like, you know, you would end the show strongly, instead of just a pointless title match that no one really cares for besides Marks and whoever pays attention and has a weird attention span. Like, you could have done something where it could precede it to them officially having an announcement for a WrestleMania match. That would have been kind of cool, you know, them just keep brawling, and, yeah, the show ends hot with them just having this heated brawl. That would have been fine. You know what I mean? That's how I felt the show should have ended. A vignette is shown and is with the number 4, covered by smoke, which, what is that supposed to mean? A lot of people say it's for some reason it means Aleister Black is returning, which I don't get how the fuck number 4 is supposed to mean. Which I guess, like, oh, get it, you know, 4 resembles A or something, which is like, whatever. You know, whatever. Like, okay. Which is good for him, I guess. Not that I care, but it is what it is. Gunther comes out, he says, you know, I am the greatest European wrestler alive, and that's better than Madrid. And I heard you guys have a hero, and his name is Axiom. Here he comes, and I'm gonna face him one-on-one for literally no fucking reason. So, Gunther was on SmackDown, which, you know, actually good for him as a world champion, you know, like, maybe being on both shows would help him seen as prestigious, but it's like, first of all, like, how does it make sense for him to be on SmackDown without reason, and 2, why did he have this match? Like, why not, instead, like, he had something with Jimmy Uso, you know, contribute to the story. Well, that did actually happen, we'll get to that, but it's like, I'm just thinking to myself, why didn't he just have a segment, and then it would let him and Jimmy have a confrontation with each other, which would at least make it a more personal feud with Jey Uso. You know what I mean? Instead, he did a lame backstage segment, which, again, this could have been developed, like, I mean, this could even been, like, something big. Maybe it could have led to where, like, Gunther, maybe in the main event, he could have faced Jimmy Uso, and he literally destroys Jimmy Uso. This makes Jay even angry to the point that he's going to make Gunther's life a living hell. Like, where is that story, man? Like, what the fuck? It's just a... Oh, let him face Axiom and have a competitive match for no fucking reason and make him look weak. Who is the world champion, for crying out loud? How does that make any fucking sense? Gunther, the world heavyweight champion, and he has a competitive match and struggles to beat a fucking midget named Axiom. God, give me a fucking break. Go take shit some out of here. Like, give me a... Oh, he's from Spain? I don't give a fuck. This fucking flippin' midget. Take this fucking midget, shove him down the Barcelona fucking river, for crying out loud. Axiom. More like Axiom. Like, this, it's nauseating. It's revolting. It's aggravating. It's fucking it's asinine. It's asinine to see this shit. That's ass. It's ass. Ass. Fucking A. It's straight up ass. That's what fucking stupid Axiom is. It's ass. Oh, he's a great runner. I don't give a fuck. He's a fucking midget. He has a stupid tag team that no one fucking cares besides Sparks pretending to dare. Because get it? Sparks live on the internet. They're gonna act like, oh, Nathan Frazier and Axiom are the greatest tag team in currently. Like, yeah, better than the Hardys, huh? Better than the fucking Hardys. better than freaking like even. Give me a fucking break. The best tag team in fucking WWE and modern wrestling. Give me a break. All it is fucking boring 2.0 version of every other tag team, especially since the Morrissey Machine Guns. Well, actually, I take that back. Not just that, they're even a less relevant tag team like fucking Paul London and Brian Kendrick. That's what it is. It's fucking Brian Kendrick and Paul London. That shit tag team. That fucking lame tag team that Smarks back in the day. It was the originals because guys, they're flippy motherfuckers. God damn. But yeah, come on. How does it make sense? Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, struggling to beat Oxyon. Oh, it was his hometown. I don't give a fuck. No one fucking cares. This is why this show felt like a house show, for crying out loud. How the hell does it make any fucking sense? How the fuck it makes any sense for a fucking midget that no one knows besides if you watch NXT having a competitive match? And again, I'm tired of this NXT shit. Alright, if you watch NXT, you'll know this person. This is why your ratings are so low. Because nobody fucking knows these people, and you keep showcasing these people as act like you should know. These should be a privilege to know these people. And yet, no one fucking knows who these people are. And you just bring them to fucking Smackdown to have a competitive match with a world champion, for crying out loud? The ring general? And he's not even defending his own turf? Give me a break! Paul Heyman comes out. He says, today is Roman Reigns Day because of the release of WWE 2K25. I did not buy WWE 2K25 because it literally looks like WWE 2K24. But just kidding, you get to walk on the barricade. And you can have a little brawl backstage where you get to have brawl with nostalgic stuff, which, I mean, sure, that's cool, right? But why did they put in the other game? Let me just say this a little bit, okay? WWE 2K25. I have decided that I'm not going to buy a game every year. That's what I have been done since 2K22. I did not buy 2K23. I did not buy 2K25. I'm probably not going to buy 2K25 for, like, ever, probably. Maybe I will if I decide to want to waste my money, but again, I'm not in the mood to waste my money nowadays. Okay? If they really cared, they would stop releasing every fucking game, but I get it, it's because of money and they like to fool people. I just feel like you'll make good money and actually make a reason, because if that's the case, why do games like Spider-Man sell good, or freaking, The Last of Us, like all these games, like even GTA 6. Again, GTA has not sold a game yet. People are fucking want to spend how much money for it, I understand because those are bigger franchises, but again, maybe if you made a good game, people would actually look forward to your game or whatever. And maybe if WWE was actually good, WWE is not good. Okay, for you smarts like that pretend that WWE and modern wrestling is great, you're retarded. Because if it was great, then WWE wouldn't need to spend a game literally every fucking year, and they could literally just make a lot of money in one game for like the next 5-10 years, and they could release a new game right after that for like the next gen. WWE 2K24, or if they, let's say, come up with an idea, instead of having literally every game with a yearly named title, and they stick to a specific title, like for example, Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, right? Smackdown Shut Your Mouth. Smackdown Just Bring It. Basically, nice catchphrases. They use, like, let's say WWE, time to play the game. A Triple H nickname becomes a wrestling game. Stuff like that. WWE, acknowledge me. Even though that's kind of lame, I'll be honest with you. WWE, recognize. I don't know. Some freaking, again, it doesn't need to legit be, it just could be a nice little name. It could be a nice little fun game to do. And then what they could do is, with those wrestling games, they just they obviously released a new game, but also what they can do is if they're gonna update something, they just make a little patch for it. Just like every patch they fucking do, literally every time when the game is all buggy and they can fix it, like they just do patches. they or it's like a season, special season, just like for these stupid games like Fortnite and Call of Duty and all this shit. That's literally what they could do, and then people will still at least buy the money. They can spend more on the game, and that's why you don't need to worry about spending a fucking wasting developing a game for like the next 10 years. Instead, you just work on making this game the best possible on the current gen that you have. That's just my idea. I know they're not going to do it because they can fool fans to get a new game every year. But, whatever. I just think it's just dumb to get it. They won't put this special feature on the old game, but they're doing it on the new game. Because that's like what they want to do. They make it feel like, see, this is a new game, guys. This is a new game. This is why you should buy this game. Obviously, if you never have 2K24, that's why you should get 2K25. Oh, because they have the islands, whatever. Even though it kind of looks not that cool, really, at the moment. So, whatever, whatever. I guess that's the only grab they have is because they had a little mode that it's basically like a stupid open world fucking thing. We're gonna act like we're GTA now or something. The tribal chief is a cover star of this year's game. But because of this, Seth Rollins, why he showed the Monday Night Raw, he was on the Monday Night Raw and he hates Seth Rollins, what he did. So because he hated him, that's why Roman Reigns will be here next week, and he won't invite you, Seth Rollins, to appear and have a little convo with him. And then he literally Paul Heyman. So the fans booed because they said that he said Roman's not there, but he'll be on next week in Bologna, Italy. Oh, if you really want to see Roman Reigns, don't, bro. If you really want to see Roman Reigns, you can literally buy a cheap ticket to go to Bologna and spend more money for WWE, because that's what you can do. It's not like Mussolini's alive. It's like, motherfucker, is this company that greedy? Like, I gotta make a video about WWE with their largest gate bullshit and their, them basically insulting their fans. Like, first of all, this is an insult to the fans for not having Roman on this show. You're crapping on them, wasting their time, basically, when they want to see a guy like Roman Reigns. One of the only stars that they have that's like aside from Cena, like, became a big star, right? But yeah, you don't have him on the fucking show. And you're gonna crap on the fans for that and want them to spend more money for another show, which a lot of them probably can't go. Because it's not like everybody doesn't have a life, for God's sake. Like, this is why it's fucking retarded, It's like it's an insult. It's like WWE being fucking greedy. Yes, good thing that WWE's doing good with, like, they're making money, but they're making money by just literally being greedy. If they were not greedy, and they would be struggling, and that's really why they're only making money, because they're fucking is out of greed, making people spend so much money on a fucking ticket. Like, rather than making the shows good, they rather fucking make you spend more fucking money, than rather, like, making the show good, and then and then they're gonna grab it to you, just the largest gate, acting like that's like. Oh, and they're fooling their fans to think that this is something like, the largest gate. Like, they make it seem like, it's the largest audience. But no, it's not. It just means that you spend money. You spend so much money for us. Ha ha ha, thank you for spending your money to us. Like, you should obviously be thankful, for God's sakes. It's like they're fucking doing it in a greedy manner, for fuck's sakes. But again, all this money for no Roman Reigns on Roman Reigns Day. Give me a fucking break. Gunther goes sees Jimmy Uso. He talks to Jimmy and says, you're the big brother, you're smarter. And I got brother. We're not twin, but at least he would have had a mind to know when to stop. You gotta tell your brother to just do not stop, to just stop. And then Jim says, like, nah, I won't stop. He's gonna do his own thing and shit. And then, like, how dare I say you're smart? You're just as dumb as him. Whoop-de-doo. Like, not even a big segment, like, this could have been on the show, something. I don't even know. Here's what's announced for next week, guys, for Bologna, Italy. Roman Reigns return. Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Just a regular match again, which, okay. Liv Morgan versus Jade Cargill, which, whatever. And Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. I think they had a segment with her and Chelsea Green, even though no one cared, and like, oh, bye! Like, how about go buy yourself, please, because I don't care. This is not intriguing, goddamn. And the main event, the Street Profits that beats DIY. I mean, I'm happy they won, but I don't care. Are the Street Profits babyface or heels? Because I don't fucking get it. Like, they did heel as shit, but they're baby faces, and they're like, we want the smoke, we're gonna beat the smoke, we're gonna beat your ass. It's like, really, what the fuck are we doing? And this show did not feel like a main event. This was not main event worthy. Oh, a title match, whoop-de-doo. Okay, this was not main event worthy. Okay, this was not main event worthy. I didn't care for it, and it's like, whatever. I mean, at least, like, oh, it's less predictable what they're doing with WrestleMania, but it's like, what, who really cares? We kind of already know it's going to be a multi-tag match. Let's be fucking honest. You know? You know that's going to happen. Other than that, I mean, whatever. The show, to me, like, for people acting the show was good, you guys, I question your sanity, and maybe you should fix your brain muscle, because, let's be honest, folks, this was not a good show. You're a fool to think the show was good, because it was like the crowd was cheering for it and whatever. I'm not saying, you know, a crowd should not be hot. They should, you know, if for legit things, you know. I just hate that that there's people that crapped on fans for not reacting certain things, like oh, the show sucks because of the crowd. Like, you guys are retarded to say that. If there's something is shit, what do you expect the crowd to react? When like, that's like saying, like, I'm gonna react to freaking Seth Rollins singing a lullaby, and that's so badass that fans cheer for a lullaby song. You guys would think that's retarded, right? But you know the sad thing is, you're gonna have fans saying, that was actually good because Seth Rollins got cheered for singing a lullaby. That's badass. Which is like, what? You're like thinking to yourself, how is that something to cheer for? That's what I got the feeling of. It's like people are cheering this shit when reality they're just doing it because it's the whole, like, again, it's the whole hunger mentality type of thing, or it's like, when you haven't had something, it's like, again, it's, I forgot the term, I said it earlier in the video, but again, it's a whole scenario where, oh, a hungry guy who hasn't ate for how many days or months, they're gonna eat something and act like it's fucking good, it's so delicious, act like it's the best thing in the world. Or it's like, let's say this, is a person who have never tasted something that had so much flavor, and you fucking taste it for the first time, it's like, man, I gotta be back, you know? Or it's about time to season this type of food like this. Like, it's like, it happens. You know, when someone fucking finally tastes a food with flavor, they get ghetto, you know? They get crazy. They actually like, wow, this is like a whole it's a revelation type of thing, you know? But regardless, man, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of happy the show is earlier. I just wish I did the review earlier. The reason why I didn't do it because, okay, so I shot a show in the back end, but then I was like busy doing other things while I was home, and also like Ramadan related stuff. And other than that, like when I saw like the show, the things I missed, literally what I missed, I fell asleep. So it was my fault for like, or it's not even just my fault. It's just also just, I'm just tired, man, and I fucked Debbie for making me fall asleep. Let's just say that. In the end of the day, I am happy though the show is gonna be like earlier, even though maybe the quality might not be good. You know, for a Road to WrestleMania, they should at least try, but it just seemed like they're gonna be lazy a little bit. Like, oh, sure, they're gonna have Cena on Raw and they'll have Reigns on next week, but is it gonna even amount to anything? Is the show gonna be drastically so much better? I don't think so. It's just all one segment, okay. Unless they actually try to do things, then I'll be like surprised and hopefully it'll be good, but at the end of the day, I don't have much expectations. I'm not really that excited for WrestleMania, if I'll be honest with you guys, and I just think it's weird, like, are they really doing a tour during WrestleMania season? Not that, like, I'm not saying the fans don't deserve it, but it's like, you really gotta focus on making WrestleMania good then, and like, try to make these shows must-see, even if you're on a tape delay or whatever. Obviously, Smackdown is a tape delay. You gotta watch it if you have a VPN or maybe see a streaming site. Um, with Raw, the good thing with being on Netflix, it gives you that advantage. So I think that's what I'm proud of. Like with Netflix, we'll see what goes on. Hopefully, it'll be something unique. In the end of the day, it is whatever. But yeah, this show to me was pretty boring. I'm just keep it real. Get your gains, close magnificently, which I'm not drinking at the moment, unfortunately, because I'm fasting right now. But Spy makes some bitches go, oh shit, on the big black couch. Especially on St. Patrick's Day time. It's St. Patrick's weekend. It's time to have some fun. Time to meet some chicks on the big black couch while I'm fasting, literally. Meet some chicks on the St. Patrick's crawl. Let's do it. Let's get these bitches, bro. It's probably gonna make the bitches go, oh shit, on the big black couch. That's all I'm done gotta say. Until next time, peace. Yeah, bye.